The opioid epidemic, when addictive opioid drugs become overused, misused, and abused, taking the lives from thousands each year. In 2018, the Twin Tiers alone had over 60 reported deaths from overdose. Douglas Preston and his wife are parents of two who are happy to have their son alive but paying the price for his actions.
My son got involved with heroin, opiates, whatever you want to call it, and it's ruined his life in more ways than one.
Douglas Preston Jr. and his girlfriend were expecting to have a baby boy, but the boy came nearly 2 months early.
We had to wait for him to get up to 4 pounds to bring him home from the hospital.
And that happy day turned the grandparents into parents once again, as their son and his girlfriend got caught with what they say was marijuana.
When we first got him, it was because they were doing drugs in the hospital where he was born.
Douglas says he went to speak to welfare himself to ask what really happened because...
And I knew better. And I went in a little room and I sat down with them and the caseworkers and whatever. There was 3 or 4 other people besides them and me. And they basically told me what was going to happen.
Douglas had only 2 options after that day: adopt his newly born grandson Arthur, or have him up for adoption.
I knew I was going to end up adopting him from day one before we ever brought him home from the hospital. It was that, they told me that.
For the past 2 years, Douglas and his wife have been raising Arthur on their own while working jobs, but it's taking a toll on their mental state.
I had to go to the doctors and get medicine to calm myself down so I could keep working because I was so wound. I think the mental part of it is the hardest part. It's just really hard because of our age to take on this responsibility of doing it again, raising another kid. My wife told me today that I needed to go get help.
But now Douglas says they need more help from the government.
Then we were going to get lots of help from child welfare. They told us that they were going to help us take care of our grandson until he was 18, maybe even 21. We ended up being foster parents, and then from foster parents they did the adoption. Once we did the adoption, there was no longer any more help. The people of our age that are taking care of these kids, because of the same situation, we need to get together and figure out how to, have the government help us. They help everybody else. Why don't you want to help us? I hope that the rest of the people that are doing this exact same thing aren't as lost as I am.
And apart from the stress and the impact of his life, Douglas says he will always love Arthur.
I wouldn't give it up for the world because I'm so attached to the boy. But it's really hard. Dude, he stuck to me like glue.
Best friend.
He's Papa's buddy. He really is.
Reporting for 18 News, I'm Ty Wong.